Anyway, so yeah,
Jaws.
do you want to take it?
Sure, I'll take it.
Since you didn't get to do anything. Okay.
Go.
Go.
We might need a bigger something. I don't know. Jaws is fucking amazing. That's all I got to say. I watched it for the first time in a long time. Not the first time ever, but the first time in a long time. And I was like, ooh, this is such a good movie. Jaws tells the tale of about... I need to pull up stuff because I'm very unprepared.
It's Jaws. How do you not know it? Oh, wait, no. Shit, you said you hadn't seen it in a while.
Yeah, like I'm very, like, I know things, but I also know things to a certain...
It's okay. I can help with names if you're stuck.
So, Jaws follows Chief Brody, or Sheriff Brody, or Chief Brody, whatever it is. Sheriff Brody, there we go. He's a policeman. He's new to town. And there's a shark attack. A lady gets attacked by a shark when she goes with the nude swimming. That was a mistake, right? Well, just going swimming, period. Doesn't matter nude or not.
Right.
The shark is probably happy. But because there's less, clothes in the digestive system. But anywho, she doesn't have a good time about her naked swimming. She gets fucked. Not. Hold on. She doesn't get fucked by the shark because that would be weird. She gets eaten by the shark. That's bad. Sorry. I'm not good with when it comes to using correct choice of words. So, apologies. Especially in the state I am in right now. There is no filter on my mouth.
Which is worse because I'm running the show and I don't want any filters on anyone.
Exactly. But yeah, so she doesn't have a good day. She gets pretty much eaten. And Sheriff Brody is, hey, sharks are coming. Sharks coming. We need to close the beaches because it's not a good thing. People shouldn't be getting eaten by sharks. So, and the fucking mayor is like, you know what, dude? You can't close the fucking beaches down because that's all this town's got. You close the beaches down, we're fucked. There's a lot of people getting fucked in this movie. Not
we
literally.
Are a summer village.
Exactly. And so that's kind of a battle back and forth. It's like, hey, we need to fucking close the things down. And the mayor's like, no, we don't. We can't do that. And then more shark attacks happen. And we get the whole, all right, well, I guess if we're not going to close the beach down, let's have a bunch of drunken fucking pirates go on their ships and try to hunt down the shark and kill it. And we'll give a nice reward to the person who kills the shark. And then they kill a shark, but it's
$3,000 for the head of the shark.
So. Yeah. I think so.
Yep.
But yeah, so everybody who has a boat, which is pretty much anybody in this town because it's a lake town.
And a bunch of people from out of town, too.
Yeah, everybody's coming. Everybody's coming to get that reward. And they're just out pretty much throwing dynamite, fucking doing whatever to get that shark. We do find a shark.
Water.
Yeah. We do get a shark, but it's not the shark. It's just a freaking tiger shark that got caught in the crosshairs of the fucking drunk boat people. And then
bystander.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He just was a shark. Then we get Richard Dreyfuss showing up.
Mr. Hooper.
Or Hooper. He shows up. He's the what is that called? The
marine biologist.
There we go. I knew it kind of. He shows up. He's like, "Hey, I'm here because you guys called me, and I want to see, what's going on here." And then they tell him like, "Oh, it was a boating accident." And he looked at him like, "You stupid sons of bitches! This is not a boating accident. Does a boating accident cause shark bites? No, you idiots." And then more of the same goes on. More people get eaten. A little kid gets eaten. This movie doesn't like children. Because I think, or the whole franchise, there's a lot of death to children in this franchise.
Well, to be fair, it's one way of getting the audience hooked because, oh my god, they killed a kid.
Yeah,
they did, because nature don't give a fuck.
You fuck up pets or kids. Yeah, you fuck up pets or kids, and
that
also the audience is like, you bastard, kill it.
Yeah. There's something in this film that I didn't put together until literally, I was rewatching bits of it. There's a dude that loses his dog, yeah? Okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dog's name is Pippin. In the Meg, do you remember the wedding that's going on? Your one's dog. The
Oh, yeah.
the dog's name is Pippin, so that's the joke. This time Pippin survives.
That's good.
He just had to be smaller and quicker.
Apparently.
Unfortunately, the real Pippin died. Well, I mean, obviously, because it's a dog, it probably wouldn't be alive still to this day. If that, it would be a super dog.
Indeed.
But yeah, so bad things are happening, and then we get Robert Shaw, Sir Robert Shaw, or Quint, as he's called in the movie. He is a hardened sea captain, who has seen shit, and he's like, I'll hunt it down, and I don't fucking need anybody's help. I'll do it all by myself.
But I ain't gonna do it for no measly 3,000. You pay me 10.
That motherfucker had a laundry list of shit. I want money. I want sandwiches.
Oh, he had the fucking town by the balls, and he knew it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just grabbed that town by its sack and squeezed until
I can tickle him.
they were like,
or I can crush him. The question
no,
which
they're
do you
tapping
want?
out, and so we got Brody, Quint, and Hooper. They go out on a boat to go try to hunt the shark down and rid the town of the demon that is killing everybody.
Dun-dun.
Yes, that happens. And then it's a good bonding experience. The three of them become fast friends. Kind of, maybe, probably not, but they're
little drinking, little laughing.
I can't remember if your power had gone or not before I revealed that little thing from the book that might have been a bit of a
you did.
Okay, cool.
I believe you said about the relationship with the wife, right?
Yeah, Hooper and the wife.
Yes.
That apparently
if
that's
you
the
read
thing
the
in the
book-
book.
If you read the book, other things happen. That's normally what happens in books, though. They have more. room to tell you
More
things.
specifically in this though, because basically the two producers read it, thought it was great. They had read it based on a review that they'd seen, whereby at the end of the review, someone said this would make a great movie. So they read the book. They were like, oh yeah, this would make a great movie. They even admitted that if they read it a second time, they would have realized there was certain things that they were just kind of going, how the fuck are we going to film this? I have no idea. They got Spielberg to read it. I don't think he was the first choice for director, but they got Spielberg to read it, and he must have just read it the once as well, because he was like, yeah, I can do this. And he was like, I don't know if I can do this. But yeah, basically, they liked the idea, but let's say if you break the book into like the 3 acts, all they really, really, really liked was the shark hunt from Act 3. So basically, the lads on the boat and all that, that's probably the most true to form thing from the book. The circumstances, generally speaking, are the same. It's the town, the shark attack, what needs to be done, and all the rest of it. But in regards to the characters and character developments, like the idea of Brody being afraid of the water, that was something Spielberg chucked in.
Okay.
There was a few other bits and pieces. Basically, they stripped away and rewrote the characters and the character interactions, because for one thing, I think if they had kept in Hooper stupping the chief's wife at some point, it might have added a slightly different dynamic to that whole camaraderie at the end.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been oh no, the shark got him. Better go.
Well, nay.
Hey, what happened to him? Oh, it was an accident. He just fell into the shark.
No, like,
Manny.
yeah. Sorry, Buzz. Did you? Thought you wanted to continue.
I mean, I'm good. I ain't going anywhere until the fucking power goes out again. DT just sent me a message. It's like, your power has been restored. I said, well, fuck you. I don't care.
You should have sent them one back. I know. I'm back on the fucking air, assholes.
I almost was going to type fuck you, but I'm like,
They don't need that proof.
they're just an automated bot. They're not even really a fucking person.
Yeah, why the...
Why
we get
waste my energy?
flashback and we see some AI behind the fucking thingy reading Buzz's controls. Oh, I feel bad.
It starts crying.
Worse
yeah,
yet,
so
pushes a button.
Yeah, they're hunting the shark. They're having a good old time. Quint tells this very, very depressing story.
Dude, it's a
Um,
historically accurate fucking
I'm
story.
not saying it's still depressing.
But
I didn't
it's
say
still
anything
fucking
about not being.
depressing, right?
I
It's a
didn't say
mood
it about being
setter.
accurate.
It's
He
a
didn't
mood
win the
setter.
fucking lottery.
No, but
No.
hang on, it's a mood setter because we know Quint knows sharks, and this is explaining the exact reason why he's entire life. Because he says it when when he addresses the town. Y'all know who I am, how I make my living, implying this is what I fucking do. And that
Yeah.
story explains that. You know, it explains.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, it definitely explains like why he is, the way he is and shit.
Sorry,
Excuse me.
maybe it's just me. I never found it depressing. I found it
Well, I mean, a
intriguing.
lot of people dying is somewhat. I mean, I'm not. There's nothing. Yeah, it's intriguing, but it also, I think, it's more heavily depressing because all the
Right.
lives lost
Yeah.
in the story.
I lost my three
Um,
best friends.
yeah.
Didn't know if I was going to survive, but I was pretty
I'm happy
happy.
about
No,
it.
like right.
You know what? He should be happy about it. He survived
True.
until the end of the movie. Then he got eaten by the shark.
Oh,
No,
that
I'm
was
not gonna
bad.
fucking. There's gonna be no spoiler alerts. This movie's been out way too fucking long for that. So if you haven't
That
seen it
scene,
by now,
like I said before, that scene where where down on Quint, that right there is kind of like one of the most memorable scenes
yeah,
from like my fucking childhood.
this film is probably there. I mean, there are others, but I will probably say that this film is probably one of the most important horror films because of just what it was able to accomplish, like outside of like just the money that it made, the publicity that it made. This is probably I'll get into that when we talk more about the movie after. But yeah. So the rest of the movie, we lose Quint. They come up with a great idea to try to explode the shark, and that's what happens. Sheriff Brody takes his gun and he shoots the little
You son of a bitch.
thing that he had in his mouth. I forgot what it was.
Oxygen tank.
Oxygen.
Yeah, there you go. Oxygen tank. And he shot it, blew him up in the end, happily ever after, except for Quint and the little kid and the girl at the beginning. But this is a good chunk of happily ever after. It's only 3 or 4 people died. Fuck it. Who cares?
Pretty sure it was more than that.
Who cares? It's
There was a
still
lot of people.
Still less than the amount of the entire town. So
Right.
we lost some people, but we got to blow up a shark, so that's kind of cool. And that's Jaws.
And I lost the shark cage because that motherfucker peeled it back like it was made out of aluminum.
He's a scary son bitch.
Yeah, this like you were saying, this film is a hallmark moment, I suppose, in regards horror movies and movie making in general. And like we discussed before, it's one of those interesting questions whereby, was it so suspenseful by deliberate action or by necessity due to the shark being a cunt to work with? Buzz definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know that for a fact, or that's?
Well,
Oh wait,
yeah,
you
'cause
watched the documentary. Yeah, you can answer the question.
Yeah, a lot of it was they had so much more plans for the shark to be in it, and Spielberg even said himself, where it's like, I unintentionally like kind of, I don't know how much more it was supposed to be in. I don't know if this was whole like fucking Friday the 13th where you see the villain every 2 seconds, but I mean there was supposed to be. It was only 4 minutes of actual screen time, I think, that the shark actually had. And I think it was supposed to be more than 4 minutes. But by accident or not, the film was able to build the suspense of not showing the shark until almost halfway through the movie.
I think it's a prime example of. This is going to make me sound like a horrible bastard. It's a prime example of cinema using the rendition technique, whereby the onus is on the imagination of the audience to contrive what it is that's out there. And as a result of that, it builds up tension far more than when they're presented with a definitive fact. All we know for the majority of the movie is that there's something big out there in the water with really sharp teeth that is killing people. We have no idea. Okay, we know it's a shark, but we haven't seen it. We have no idea of what it looks like. We don't know anything more than if you go in the water, you're going to die. And I think as a result of that, and the way that the the scenes play out in regards to the characters' reactions to everything, that scene on the beach where like everyone's fucking trying to relax and Brody's been told to leave the beach open, he's just sitting there and it's just everyone at once sees something happening in the water. It's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And just the way the camera pans in on Brody is just like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, even that big. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, even that beginning scene with the skinny dipper, like they even said that you were supposed to see the shark there. It was supposed to be right there right away. You were supposed to see it, but because of it malfunctioning, they went with the way that they did it, where she just kind of gets like flawed around and moved, but you don't see anything.
And to be honest,
and that's more terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, like, one of my favorites was the two guys out on the dock fishing with the wife's brisket. You know, the fact that you see part of it like swim out and then turn around and go back to the guys. You never see anything, but the fact that you just watched it rip this fucking.
Except that you don't actually ever know that he did turn around and go back. Think about it.
No, it went.
The pier.
Oh, I guess that could have been like maybe the wave.
The pier came back, but the whole point is the pier washes up on the fucking beach next to the lads. So therefore, the entire time your man could have just been swimming from the pier being washed back in, and the shark was fucking gone. That's what makes that.
So that just makes it even better, because I was thinking of like the way it turned. I kind of pictured it pulling it back and then giving up. And so that makes it even better.
That's the point. That entire scene is a Schrodinger's box. You never can open the box to know if he was ever under the water or not.
Right.
Because all the elements are there to say he could be, but it could just easily have been the driftwood floating in. And once again, I think whether intentional or not, these scenes add up to something that is rightfully been historically fucking preserved by more than just mad bastards such as myself. You know,
I've always said when it comes to movies, the scariest thing is the unknown.
Yeah.
It allows you, what you build up in your head
is always
what
far
is
worse.
The danger is far worse than when you actually see it.
Yeah, it's like
and
in real life.
for being in the mid-70s, like for when we do see the shark, it doesn't look awful. It was flawed with a bunch of malfunctions, but like it doesn't look. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like a real shark. I'm not.
I'll be honest.
Say, oh my god, I didn't know what was real, what wasn't. But
I'll be honest. All things being equal, even to this day, I think visually speaking, it holds up. I mean, it has the advantage of being an actual practical effect, and CGI just constantly looks bollocks.
And I think they did worse with the sequels when they tried to like update it or whatever. Like, oh, we got better money or more technology, we're going to make it look. I still think the original looks the best.
Yeah.
For all of the.
Yeah, I agree.
More money, and
I think
the original Shark looked better than all the other ones.
In the second one, if I remember correctly, they had to basically redo everything because the original Bruce's had rotted.
Yeah.
But visually speaking, the second Shark, like I don't think there was too much done apart from after it gets burned kind of early, I suppose, in the film.
Yeah.
So as a result, it's scarred. But that scarring aside, I think visually speaking and possibly mechanically speaking, it looked identical to the Bruce's. Now, whatever about the ones after it, but at least that they didn't vary. If anything, they didn't vary too much apart from just giving it the scarring thing. But yeah, like I said, just even still to this day, the fact that it's a practical effect, it always is going to hold up.
Now, somebody in the chat was saying, Altitura, I think Jaws' biggest sin is marketing itself as a monster movie, but instead being a great story about inner turmoil, problem of expectations.
And I think a lot of that does have to do with I guess the marketing is done after the movie, but I mean, a lot of that is I think they plan on it being more of a monster movie than anything, because of the malfunction of the shark, it couldn't be seen for more than the time that we saw it.
Well, like you said,
I mean,
because that the whole leaving the viewer imagination fill in the blanks, it builds
yeah,
one hell of a fucking monster in your mind.
yeah. And like I
S-
said, that's what I was just saying. Like any monster is worse in your imagination than what it is than when you finally see it. A lot of times when when you have a bad that's kind of teased that throughout a whole movie, and then it finally appears, you're like, oh, that's it.
mm,
Like the imagination of what you have as the big bad is far more scary. So and then when it does show, like I said, that's like I said, intentional or not, the the fact that you don't see it throughout a good chunk of the movie, or you just see a fin or something, it's there, but you
mm.
don't see it until that back half of the movie. Just makes the suspense and just the tension and the hairs just stand up on your back when it is hunting, or when it is mentioned or whatever, and then when you see it, you're like, yes, because it's just that couple little kicks that you see it, and then you don't see it again. It just works. Like I said, intentionally or not, it just works to a fucking, like, when we get to my scores, you might be surprised at what I give it. Maybe, I don't know.
Well,
But yeah.
that's a decent enough segue to me, I think, to move into the trailer section of things, and
Yes.